Hello, everyone, and let's talk about water. Water is the most important part of our bodies. 70% of our body is made up of water, and we would not function without it. As soon as we become dehydrated, everything can go wrong. We need water to move things, to dilute things, and to transport things throughout the entire body. To get into the cell itself, we have a pump, a sodium-potassium pump, which pulls out toxins and puts in water back and forth, simple pumps. And those are regulated by sodium and potassium in our diet. So if we don't have enough of that in our diet, we will actually not be able to hydrate or remove toxins from our body. So, what's the best type of water we can get? Well, the best type is water that is alive, which comes from fruits and vegetables. And they have been basically bathed in sunlight with biophotonic energy and nourished from the soil with minerals, nutrients, and vitamins. And it is structured, which means it has a special structure, which is like a crystal in the body. Believe it or not, the water in our body is like a crystal. If we can't get this optimal type of water just by getting it all from live food, as it's called, we need to get it from our homes or from our stores or our different places like that, or even out in nature in water, rivers, and streams. There we go. So what we can do is make sure that water we get from external sources is safe. So one good source is distilled water, but here's the trick. You must revitalize it. So what I mean by that is a lot of people think drinking distilled water is good, and it is excellent. It is excellent, and it does not deplete minerals. That's the myth from our bodies. But I always recommend a dash of sea salt into it to give it some electrolytes, electricity into the water to help us balance and also supply that sodium potassium pump. So that's one type of water. Of course, there's a great website called Find Your Water, which is a place that lists all of the healthy water on the world from springs. Let me correct that. Findusspring.com. So that is a place that will tell you where to find local spring water. And guess what? That's alive. Why is that? Because it's moving. It is interacting with the stones in the soil in interactive fields of energy. So that is an excellent source, spring water. Again, if you use distilled water, but if you also use spring water or countertop devices such as clearlyfiltered.com, which is a great one. They have a lot of good data. They remove all the junk from coming from the city. So remember, the city water is basically not alive. It's in pipes, which may even have lead. It may have bacteria or other things. So you really must filter it because it also has something that's been added proactively, which is called fluoride. So we want to remove fluoride because that disrupts our thyroid and parathyroid operation. So we want clean, fresh water because we are 70% water. And on a final note, since we are 70% water, we can charge the water in our bodies or even in a device. We can do Qigong or pray over water with conscious thoughts. Or we can create an increased charge in our water by being exposed to the sun because it will create more charge separation of that water battery because it is actually a battery in our bodies. All of that water is charged and it increases in charge by infrared light from the sun. And what does that mean? We have this charged thing in our bodies, this charged battery, and it's interacting with all these other charged devices, and all of that creates increased, more efficient flow throughout the body, throughout the vessels, and cleaner bodies because it helps to detox and eliminate different things. So water is critically important. Drink plenty of water. They say half your body weight in ounces. That's a good guide. But don't just drink empty water. If you can, activate it or get good, easy water from the sun, activate your water that way, or even add something like tea into it. But we do need fresh water on a regular basis. So drink your water, charge your body, and cleanse your cells. Cleanse and nutrify every single one of your cells. Thanks, and I will talk to you soon.